Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, Torrance consumers looking for a good deal may just find it in their own hometown. We'll show you how shopping benefits the community.
While students are enjoying their summer break, Torrance School Board members are hard at work making some tough decisions. We'll tell you about some new changes happening on Torrance campuses.
Then we'll tell you if the city saw an increase in dangerous activity during the recent July 4th weekend. You might be surprised at what we found.
And these high school graduates overcame more than just final exams to receive their diplomas.
These stories and much more just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. It may not look like it now, but commuters are going to be happy about the work happening on this road. No, you're not looking at a mountain. You're looking at a mountain of dirt off Maple Avenue. Cars pass the construction site for the Amo Boulevard extension. The major construction project encompasses 3 acres of land and will result in the extension of Amo Boulevard by a half a mile. And laborers have their work cut out for them. The difficult work requires moving railroad tracks, moving banks of earth, building a bridge, then building a complete street. The location on the project could also make things more difficult. The road will run between the ExxonMobil oil refinery and the Dow chemical plant. But it's all in the name of reducing traffic. Amo Boulevard will increase to 4 lanes and provide additional east-west route through the city. And 190th Street and surrounding streets could see traffic decline by up to 20%. We'll bring you monthly updates on the Amo Boulevard extension starting next week.
When summer is over, some students will see new faces at their schools, and many of those faces will be in the office. The TUSD board recently appointed several new administrators. Torrance Elementary is getting a new principal. Kelly Joseph comes from the Anaheim City School District, where he served as a vice principal. Seaside Elementary's new principal is now Michelle Bauer. Bauer moved to Torrance from the Pomona Unified School District, where she was a principal. She was also a principal in the East Whittier City School District and an assistant principal at LAUSD. Adams Elementary's new principal is now Kumi Toyota Smart. Toyota Smart has been a second grade teacher at Arnold Elementary since 1997. Most recently, she served as acting assistant principal at Hickory Elementary and at Hull Middle. And Sandra Scora is now the new principal at Towers Elementary. She is transferring from Adams Elementary, where she previously served as assistant principal. Jefferson, Madrona, and Richardson Middle Schools are getting new assistant principals as well. These positions were all vacated and made available to eligible candidates who endured a rigorous interview process. The board then voted and appointed the new administrators as the final step in the hiring process. For a complete list, go to TUSD.org.
Some teens are learning new job skills over their summer break. Reporter Jennifer Wade explains.
I'm really excited because this is my first job.
High school senior Allison Ibarra is making the most of her summer this year.
I think this is a really great opportunity because in order to find a job, you really need job experience, and this gives you that experience, and it doesn't really matter if you had a job before.
Ibarra is among 45 members of the Torrance Green Team, a partnership between Torrance Unified School District, the City of Torrance, and ExxonMobil. The program gives students the opportunity to work for 6 weeks during the summer.
Hey, I work with my dad, but this is my first real job.
Part of the jobs are with Parks and Recreation. They're over in our offices in personnel and in business, so it really is open both the school district and also city offices.
Students are assigned to a job based on their interest. Students work 8-hour days, make $8 per hour Monday through Thursday, and have career training on Fridays. Ibarra, who has an interest in acting and music, is working at the Cultural Arts Center.
We maintain the facilities here at the Cultural Arts Center, so they'll be setting up and tearing down events for weddings, birthday parties, anniversaries.
It's learning and it's mentoring and it's building a foundation to be a good employee.
They learn a lot about being responsible adults going into the workplace.
This program is not only about having a job, but it's also about team building, communications, and all other skills that a person needs in their career as an employee.
It gives the students an opportunity to really utilize the tools that we've already been teaching in school, and now to put it in place in the world of work, so to speak.
Every Friday, they're also learning about job skills, resume writing, and all of the soft skills that you need when you go into the workforce.
The Green Team program offers students the opportunity to strengthen their skills and broaden their knowledge while gaining confidence in themselves.
I feel like more, mature and like grown up.
The program would not be possible without the help of partner ExxonMobil, who provides $75,000 a year in funding.
The Green Team program has been going on for 18 years, offering students a building block to the future. This is Jennifer Wade for CitiCABLE.
Thank you, Jennifer. For more details on the 2011 Green Team, go to exxonmobil.com, click on Community Development, and then click on Education.
People are calling it Carageddon. The July 15 closure of parts of the 405 freeway is already striking fear in the hearts of many drivers. And now area businesses are preparing for a near shutdown. Restaurants and hotels that rely on weekend customers will operate with fewer workers. They will most likely face thousands of dollars in lost revenue as well. Many houses of worship with members from all over LA County will also close for the weekend. Officials in some neighborhoods are urging residents to stay local and shop and eat without hitting the freeway. For those of you who may be stuck on either side of the hill, check with some of your favorite shops and restaurants. Many of them may be offering Carageddon discounts.
And if you must hit the road during Carageddon, Metrolink is encouraging you to use mass transit. Metro will provide free rides on the Red Purple Line subway, as well as on the Orange Line and select bus lines. They will also add 61 buses to some Saturday and Sunday schedules and add up to 16 buses for late night service. They also plan to make needed adjustments to the lines as they monitor traffic congestion on all routes. Transit riders should still anticipate longer trip times and plan accordingly. For more information, go to metro.net. And up next on This Week in Torrance, we'll tell you how the city fared without the Wilson Park July 4th celebration.
And if you plan on shopping this week, we'll tell you how to get a great return on your investment. Those details are coming up after the break.
Welcome home, man.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
Time was, kids did what came naturally, spending free time running through the grass, exploring streams. But times have changed. Today's indoor kids spend more than 7 hours in front of electronic media. That's why National Wildlife Federation created the Be Out There movement. Outdoor play improves kids' health, body, mind, and spirit. It helps them stay fit, enhances creativity, and could even make them better students. There's a reason they call it the great outdoors. Learn more at beoutthere.org.
The decision to discontinue the July 4th celebration at Wilson Park left some locals disappointed. It also left others concerned about increased dangerous activity as a result. Reporter Jennifer Wade finds out how the city fared in this report.
In preparation of America's 235th birthday, Local hospitals and law enforcement were ready for the usual holiday casualties, but it turns out Torrance residents behaved themselves, which made for a quiet weekend.
Doctor's office closed for the holiday, so people are, their only resource is to come to the ER. We did see higher volume numbers, but no real more patients that were alcohol related or burn.
Typically, the ER sees about 170 patients a day, and on the 4th, they saw 195. The increase is expected on holidays, and the good news, none were firework-related burn injuries.
Our objective is always to ensure that people are taken care of appropriately and that we provide the care that they need in order for them to get back home to their family.
Not only was it a slow day in the emergency room, Torrance police found there wasn't much illegal activity on this holiday either, saying their 911 call center received a normal amount for a summer weekend.
No arrests related to 4th of July activity were made. We did have some calls for some disorderly conduct or some alcohol related issues, maybe a couple scuffles or some fights, but nothing to the extent where anybody was arrested.
And while many opted to head to the beach, creating a parking nightmare, others opted to spend the day at their local parks, even without the fireworks.
Not having the fireworks this year probably decreased the amount of activity for us, the police department.
So it turns out Torrance residents were well behaved over the holiday weekend, and the police are appreciative.
Overall, the police department would like to thank the citizens of Torrance for making our job easy and letting all of us have a safe 4th of July holiday weekend. The calls for service were very low, and I think everybody had a great time.
Without the fireworks display available, residents flocked to beaches and parks to celebrate a fun and safe holiday weekend. This is Jennifer Wade for CitiCABLE.
Thanks, Jennifer. It's estimated that 1 million people visited Southern California beaches on each day of the July 4th holiday weekend.
If you've been following the financial situation of most cities, you already know that budget tightening comes when sales tax revenue drops. That's been the case here in Torrance, and with so many shopping options in the South Bay, residents may wonder how their local purchases add up. Reporter Shantae Passmore explains.
Torrance residents may not realize that buying their TVs here in the city can have a direct impact on city services, but it does.
Whenever a Torrance resident makes a purchase here, the city receives a small but very important percent.
As an example, if you purchase an automobile in Torrance and the automobile is $15,000, while the sales tax rate is 8.75%, 1% of that comes to Torrance, so that'd be $150.
$150 here and there may seem small, but every purchase makes a difference. McDonough says the 3 main contributing purchases are new cars, department stores, and dining out. This year, the sales tax is expected to generate $35.9 million to the general fund.
Many city services are funded by the general fund, including police services, fire services, cultural arts programs, community services, which is the parks department, services for children, senior services.
Along with utility user and property taxes, sales tax is one of the 3 major forms of revenue for the city. In 2008, the city received nearly $43 million in revenue from sales. 2 years later, the sales tax revenue dropped by $10 million.
That sharp decline now we think has ended. For the year that just ended, we saw some slow sales tax growth, and for the year that we're in now, we're cautiously optimistic that it's going to continue to increase at a slow rate.
A newly reduced rate in sales tax may also instill consumer confidence for Torrance residents. July 1st marked the end of the sales tax increase signed by former Governor Schwarzenegger. In Torrance, the sales tax rate fell from 9.75% to 8.75%.
Hopefully that will mean people will buy more in Torrance because it's a little bit cheaper.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Shantae Passmore.
For more information on the city's tax structure, go to the city's website at torranceca.gov. Coming up, we'll tell you about a high school graduation that's different from any other.
a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
It's easy to gain a little weight without really noticing. The same is true for your pets. Just a couple of extra pounds on them can lead to diabetes, arthritis, and heart disease. Visiting your veterinarian is the best way to help your pets live long, healthy lives. Go to petfit.com to learn more, because a little extra weight is a big problem.
So my uncle calls and he says he's dizzy and he's losing his balance. I'm like, Unc, you want me to take you to a doctor? He's like, no, I'm gonna look up the symptoms. I said, your symptoms are you're dizzy and you're losing your balance. So he said, I can't get on the internet because my arm is numb. I said, well, use your good arm and dial 911. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love is showing symptoms of stroke, don't wait because it might be too late. Dial 911. Time lost is brain lost.
Welcome back. Be sure to mark your calendars for this very important event. As part of the annual Torrance Saves Lives blood drive, West High students are partnering with the American Red Cross on Tuesday, July 19th, between noon and 6 p.m. at West High's campus. More than 38,000 blood donations are needed every day. One blood donor could help save up to 3 people's lives. The American Red Cross provides approximately 40% of the nation's blood supply. West High School is located at 20401 Victor Street. Head over to Cafeteria 5 near the main entrance. While appointments are recommended, walk-ins are welcomed.
And finally, this is a different kind of life-saving experience for some students at a local nonprofit school. When kids first arrive at the Switzer Learning Center in Torrance, their self-esteem and academic interest is often non-existent. But when they leave the school, graduates display a pride they've never known before. Reporter Jacqueline Shepard has this story.
It's often said it takes a village to raise a child. For these students, that village helped them reach a goal most thought was out of their reach. Judy Bork is one of the founding members of Switzer. After helping students with learning disabilities for more than 45 years, she knows firsthand how vital a village can be.
We knew that there were children who needed assistance, and we knew that they needed a team-level approach to help them. And that basic philosophy has continued to this day.
80 to 90 students attend Switzer Learning Center each year. Most attend public schools part-time, but all are required to meet the state-mandated requirements for graduation, no matter how hard that might be.
Our kids have been through so much. A high percent are in foster homes. Many of them live below the poverty level. This may be the only place they get 3 meals a day.
Sarah Spencer struggled in public schools from day one, and to make matters worse, she was in a car accident that left her in a coma for 3 days. After learning to walk and talk again, she found herself tormented by school bullies and on the brink of suicide. For her, Switzer was just another in a long line of schools, but that quickly changed. Despite the odds, today Victor Farr accepts his diploma like a heavyweight champ. But it wasn't so long ago he had a much different fight. After being kicked out of school when he was just 8 years old, his behavioral problems escalated after the death of his father.
I had a chip on my shoulder. Like, I felt a piece of me was gone. Like, a leg was gone, or it's just, I was just half. I was lost.
Students who walk the halls of the Switzer Learning Center either have learning disabilities or behavioral problems that have proven too much for public schools. But with today's graduation, these students have proven it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
As I look back now, like, whoa, I did that. I said that, and I did that to that person. Yeah, so I'm very, very, very proud of myself now. You define your own future. You gotta be better than what you was the day before.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jacqueline Shepard.
The Switzer Learning Center is always looking for volunteers. For more information, go to switzercenter.org. And that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.